Good evening. Here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Lagos State Governor receives a team from African Development Bank Group. Federal government announces plan to reduce transportation fare by 40%. On the foreign, Myanmar military urges opponent to embrace a political dialogue. In sport, Libya head coach unveils a 28-man squad for 2025 AFCON qualifying doubleheader against Super Eagles. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for a change in strategy to help and support strategically improve the health infrastructure of the continent amid global security, hunger, poverty, and health issues. Governor Sanwo-Olu made this call at the Lagos House Ikeja when he received the delegate of the African Development Bank Group, led by its Director of Health and Human Development Division, Babatunde Omilola, who have been in the state for about 10 days on a strategic health mission. The governor expressed the fact that the team has a good conviction about the state and appreciated what the state is doing to improve the health eco-space and how his administration proactively held the state and country for what could have been a major health issue. Taking the conversation forward on elaborate health mission, Governor Sanwo-Olu noted that critical investment in the health sector will impact positively on the gross domestic product of the state and the country in general. Speaking earlier, the Director of Health and Human Development Division of the African Development Bank Group, Babatunde Omilola, said the team is in the state to contribute to transforming Lagos into a 21st century economy and supports the state government in the health sector, making it a good economic imperative, boost the gross domestic product of the state as effort is being intensified to stem medical tourism. According to him, the group is ready to offer technical assistance and concessional financing to assist the state because health is crucial, and report have it that Africa is losing $2.4 trillion annually due to lack of investment in health. The Lagos State Public Service Staff Development Center, PSSDC, is set to launch some iconic projects and initiatives as part of activities to mark its 30th anniversary. Director General of PSSDC, Adekumilola Adio Moses, revealed this during a courtesy call on the management of traffic radio, saying that the station is strategic in terms of sharing information to its listeners and in an impactful manner. Adio Moses said the event, which is scheduled for Friday, 4th October, will be graced by the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The Director General highlighted the project to include the launch of newly improved Lagos Learning Management Platform and a digital studio, a book, among others.
In addition, we've built a sports hub inside our premises, so we don't want you to just come for training and then go back or stay in the guest house and not have much to do. We have decided that we want you to have a 360-degree experience. We want you to come into PSSDC and not want to leave. That is the idea. We have built a very standard football pitch, a standard volleyball court, basketball court, badminton court, table tennis, lawn tennis, and we have space for a swimming pool next year.
Adio Moses stated that plans are underway to revamp the induction course for every employed members of staff and those transferring their service to the Lagos State Civil Service. Hence, language class to encourage people, especially civil servants, to learn critical languages like Yoruba, French, and Mandarin. He also noted that the PSSDC would provide counseling services to those who need discreet and professional advisors on pressing issues, while also revealing that a new directorate would be created on gender-related issues. To improve learning, public speaking, and leadership skills, Adio Moses said the PSSDC adopted the Toastmasters Club to help develop public servants on how to speak on contemporary issues in a constructive manner. In his response, the General Manager, Lagos Traffic Radio, Taiwo Baruwa, who congratulated the PSDC on its anniversary, re-emphasized the essence of the induction course on public servant. Baruwa noted that the station has a booster station project to expand its reach, as it currently has about 2 million listeners on its terrestrial platform and more online.
We will give support to all your activities to ensure that people beyond Lagos will get to know that there is one institution in Lagos State that is catering for the success of public servants and civil servants in Lagos State. So we rest assured of our support so that people can know that we have one channel that is tailored towards giving civil servant exposure, knowledge that we can use not for now, in the future, towards building a better Lagos. The station is there. We are big in all what we are doing, ensuring that we have more traffic. We will be opening our new infrastructure in Ikorodu. We call it booster station, whereby it will enable us, especially our signals, to get to all those areas where they are weak or not existing.
Baruwa commended the Director General for making impact in the development of the agency and charged him on more developmental strides. Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture has joined the rest of the world to celebrate World Tourism and Peaceful Day. Speaking at the event held at Murio Kuala Park, Victoria Island, Commissioner of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Bentina said, tourism bridges peace and promotes unity at all levels. Bentina said tourism connects human beings around the world and charges everyone to use the opportunity to participate, noting that tourism promotes cultural, ethical values and different cultural delicacies.
Lagos has everything that a touristic community has to offer, so we're definitely going to improve on that infrastructure. We're going to make sure that the experience in Lagos is different. We're going to start off with our slogan, which is Imagine Lagos. When you imagine Lagos, you imagine the things you need to do in Lagos. The nightlife, the restaurants, the food, the Afrobeat music from Nollywood, everything that you need to see in Lagos is where you would need to be.
Also speaking at the event, Oniroviru Kingdom Oba Abdul Wasiu Lawal said, tourism creates jobs, strengthens the local economy, contributes to local infrastructure development and helps to conserve the natural environment. Lawal said collaboration with private sector and other relevant individuals will move tourism to the greater level, noting that tourism enhances cultural assets and tradition that reduce poverty and inequality.
People come from all over the world to come and see what we have to do, what Eyo is like. And it's been like that for years. We have a Jiwa Elegba festival that is being celebrated yearly by the Olofin children. Oniru, Ido, Ikate, Ojora, Ilashe, Irede. That's what we do regularly to let people know that we are there.
Oba Lawal charged youth to be actively involved in the promotion of tourism and culture, which will bring peace and unity to the state. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has announced plans to reduce transportation fares by over 40% through the adoption of compressed natural gas for commercial vehicles. This initiative was unveiled during a memorandum of understanding signing ceremony held in Abuja, where key stakeholders, including the National Union of Road Transport Workers from Itakwe, Adavi and Ajaokuta train station units, gathered to formalize the agreement. The program director of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbemi, emphasized the government's commitment to affordable transportation amidst rising fuel cost. Oluwagbemi said under the new plan, fares of 68 passengers vehicle will be slashed from 12,000 naira to 7,000 naira, while fares for 4-passenger vehicles will drop from 13,000 naira to 8,000 naira from Abuja to Ajaokuta train station. He assured that transportation fare reductions will be implemented nationally by the end of October, with converted vehicles prominently labeled to indicate reduced fares. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has reiterated his administration's commitment to investing in vital infrastructures and equipment in the livestock sector for the betterment of the citizenry. Abdulrazak said this at the official flag-off of the distribution of crop residue crushers and pelleting machines to livestock farmers and the opening of the third batch training workshop for additional 100 extension agents and farmers on small ruminant production as well as crop residue processing for improved utilization by ruminants. The governor, who was represented by the Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Oloruntoyosi Thomas, said the livestock sector faces numerous challenges which include climate change, disease outbreak, inadequate access to resources and markets. He said the initiative is another significant step towards realizing the full potential of the livestock sector in the state. In foreign news, Myanmar's military coup leaders have urged their opponents to put down their weapons and start political dialogue in a surprise move that was swiftly rejected. The State Administration Council, as the military has styled itself since seizing power in February 2021, urged the ethnic armed groups and People's Defense Forces fighting against military rule to give up what it described as the terrorist way and start political dialogue. The armed groups have taken control of swathe of the country since combining forces to launch a major offensive in October last year, putting the military under immense pressure. The Assistant Association for Political Prisoners, a monitoring group, says the military has killed at least 5,706 people since the coup and detained nearly 21,000 people. In sport now, Libya head coach Nasser Al-Hadiri has named a 28-man squad for his side's 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying doubleheader against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Al-Hadiri was recently appointed head coach of the Mediterranean Knights following the dismissal of Serbian Milutin. Libya will face the Super Eagles in a matchday 3 encounter at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State on Friday, October 7. The North Africans will host the 3-time African champions in Benin 4 days later. And that's it on the news at 6, but just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for a change in strategy to help and support strategically improve the health infrastructure of the continent amid global security, hunger, poverty, and health issues. He stated this when he received a delegation from the African Development Bank Group. The federal government has announced plans to reduce transportation fares by over 40% through the adoption of compressed natural gas for commercial vehicles. We also told you that Myanmar's military coup leaders have urged their opponent to put down their weapons and start political dialogue in a surprise move that was swiftly rejected. Finally, in sport, Libya head coach Nasser Al-Hadiri has named the 28-man squad for his side's 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying doubleheader against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good evening.